2024 was exciting. Luella went into commercialization around the end of 2023, which means that 2024 would have been a full cycle of trade for it. Can you give us a sense of what that has done to the sector, diamond trading for Angola, which has been a big part of its mining strategy, as well as what some of the key lessons were?
Regarding the Luele mining, that is really a very important project for us. Since 7 years ago, we took the decision to have the development of that project in the hands of Angolans. That means the last 7 years of the development of project was done by Angolan young technicians. They were in charge of the project, and they took the project from the development phase to production phase. That is a huge achievement for the Angolan government, for the Angolan people. So we show the world that we can do things too.
Yeah.
That not always we need to have some other people implementing our ideas, our visions, and that we have enough and good, skilled Angolan youth who can also take over the technology and all other issues we need to develop our country. So with that, we managed to put Luel in production. And Luele can become bigger than the Katoka mines we have in Angola. Katoka is already the fourth big kimberlite pipe in the world, and from the reserves we have in Luele, Luele can become 2 to 3 times bigger than Katoka. So it's a very interesting and important project for Angola, for the diamond industry itself. And we are now in the process of going to the capacity we are envisaged for Luele. Last year, the production reached almost 5 million carats. And we are continuing to improve all the project components in terms of not only of the production, sustainability. We are developing a very interesting project for the communities surrounding the project by giving them a new housing, and not just housing, but a sustainable village with all components they need to have a better life. Luele, as Katoka does, is also well involved in support all the community, support the municipality, the province, and also we're still working on having our production in the future, not only in Luele, not only in other diamond mines, overall in the mining industry, to have sustainable production, taking in consideration all the climate issues our planet is facing.
Yeah. And let's talk about the global market, because that's also been quite an interesting thing. There's been a general downturn in diamond demand across the world, coupled with competition from lab-grown diamonds. That has been a real threat to the sector. But global interest rates over the last year and a half has stabilized towards sustainable interest rates, but in key markets that hasn't quite happened in the same way, right? Especially if we look at the UK, China, and particularly America, which is an interesting and important market for Angola. when there's a spike in interest rates, for instance, the concomitant effect is that demand for diamond related products and goods typically goes down. And so Luella went into production in a year where demand was at its lowest. Was that a difficult trading condition, not just for Luella as a mine, but for Angola as a country altogether?
Yeah, when we speak about the price situation in the diamond market, we realize that all the diamond market, the natural diamond market, that is what is interesting for us, is facing problems with the price. And for us, for the natural diamond producers, what we have to do is to find the best way to show to the ones who likes to use the diamond that there is a big difference between the natural diamonds and the synthetic diamonds.
Yeah.
But that is a work we have to do together. All the diamond producing countries, all the institutions who really knows and using a word from the beers that a natural diamond is forever. That is a big difference from a diamond made in microwave and a diamond that come naturally, that someone gives to us. That is what we have to show to the world, that difference. And also, we have to look at ourselves, that we have to improve the way we extract the natural diamonds. We have to improve in terms of environmental issues. We have to improve in terms of the way we also we include the communities on that, the way we use the revenues from the diamonds, that revenues we have to give a quality of using the revenues for betterment of the quality of the people from the diamond producing countries. And if we do that, I think people will continue to look more carefully to the natural diamonds and will continue to buy the natural diamonds. So that's a matter of us to marketing better the natural diamonds, and that means we need to work more together, all the stakeholders who are involved in the natural diamond business.
Yeah, part of and I'm glad you talk about sustainable practices, because part of the uphill difficulty that natural diamond producers have faced, not just against synthetic diamond producers, not just that synthetic diamonds are cheaper, greater in volume and more accessible, but also that it doesn't have the downside of environmental impacts that natural producing has. What have been some of the key considerations for you and the sector altogether around sustainable practices, beyond just reinvesting back into communities, but making sure that the mine workers, making sure that the environment are at all times protected?
You know, in Angola, for you to operate a mine, you need environmental license. If you don't went through all the procedures, if you don't have environmental license, you cannot do mining in Angola. All kind of mining, all kind of minerals, you need to have an environmental license for you to operate mining in Angola. What we have to do is to look that all the companies who are mining diamonds and other minerals, that they accomplish what stays in the environmental license. And also, you know, Angola, mostly our source for energy is hydropower. What we are doing so is to have the mining operating by using more renewable energies. And we are also on the way of achieving that. The country, as I said, our energy matrix is more from hydropower. We are also implementing solar energy. And just to give you an example, we set up a hub a few years ago for cut and polishing of diamonds in Angola, because till 2017 we have only one cutting and polishing factory in Angola, in Luanda. We decided to set a hub next to Katoka, next to Luele, where the diamonds are producing. That hub, we create all the infrastructure so the private investors can come and set up their own factories. But we also installed there 2 vocational training schools to train the youth from Angola that want to be involved in cutting and polishing of diamonds. And that hub, we put there solar energy, okay? And also the mines that are coming now, for example, the BS Rio Tinto, they are doing exploration. They already said they will use more renewables energy. So we are in the process to make our mines more sustainable. But it's a process, okay? Most important for us is that we have a strategy to achieve all that goals, and we are going on the right direction.
How successful has Angola found the downstream beneficiation, such as setting up a cut and polishing plant locally in Luanda? How successful has that been in the mining value chain? Very few countries who are diamond exporters have in their local markets cut and polishing plants.
You know, in all sectors of the economy, when one African country decide to add value to its products, always people came and say, you will not succeed.
Yeah.
That is just a way of taking our focus to where we want to put it.
Yeah.
Okay? But we are now more smarter, and we know what we want, and we'll proceed in that way. So we managed to set up our hub. As I said, Angola is exploring diamond for more than 100 years.
Yeah.
And we just had only one factory for cutting and polish of them, and in Rwanda.
Yeah. Right.
And we set up that hub, and now we have around 9 factories, cutting and polishing, employ Angolans. Of course, we need also some foreigners to come, and but it's a new and a new segment of the industry that we are setting up. As I said, we have around 9 factories. We have space for probably more 20 or 30, depends on the size. And we are starting a new hub, because that one is in Saurimo, in the Lunda Sul province. We are looking for a new hub in Lunda North province. Okay, so we think we are in the right way, and we are having good results on that also. And that is being together with another goal we have for gold mining. We start also gold mining, still small scale, but the potential is huge for gold mining. And we are setting up a gold refinery, the first gold refinery in Angola, small one. And then we have the cut diamonds, we'll have gold, we can go to jewelry. So we know where we are going, what we want, what are our vision for our country.
What is the vision? It seems like there's a long-term vision coming together, but paint the picture for us. What does that look like in the next 5 to 10 years?
First, diversifying our economy. We just, by now, Angola depends mostly from oil and diamonds.
Yeah.
Okay? And we want to diversify the economy. But we want also to diversify the mining sector itself. Okay? Because we think mining And oil still can be the engine of our economic sustainable development.
Yeah.
And that is why we also set up a strategy to refine our oil. We are producing oil, we are exporting our crude and importing refined products. We just have one refinery that covers for 20% of our needs. You know, we decide to set up more refineries so we can become self-sufficient on all refined products, and even as additional capacity we can export, at least to the neighbor countries. That is why we are setting up 3 new refineries, one in Cabinda, another one in Soyu, and the last one in Lubito. It is not easy now to set up that kind of projects, but we are on the right direction. The first capacity, the first project in Cabinda, a small refinery, 60,000 barrels. We'll have the first phase, 30,000 barrels in production this year. Then we have a big one, refinery, Lubito refinery. Lubito becomes known through the Lubito corridor that is based on a railway that goes from Lubito to DRC. And the idea is to connect also the railway to Zambia. And that Lubito refinery is there on the Lubito port. And so that means it's well located. So for us to export part of the capacity to Zambia and to DRC. Okay. Once we have the Lubito refinery, Cabinda refinery with the existing one that we have upgraded, also the Luanda refinery we have upgraded, and the soy refinery will be self-sufficient, will not import anymore, no gasoline, no diesel, will not import anymore, and we'll have capacity to export. Okay? And we have also gas. We are exploring associated gas, so gas that comes together with oil, but we'll start end of December to produce non-associated gas. And we also are importing fertilizers. Okay, 100% we are importing. But we can do at least the ammonia, urea by using gas. So we are setting up ammonia and urea plant. So in maybe 2-3 years, the plant will be ready and will not export any more ammonia and urea. At the same time, you are developing phosphate mine because we have phosphate in Angola. And then we'll have the phosphate, we'll have ammonia and urea. We are looking for potassium. So we'll have the 3 products you need to produce fertilizer.
Yeah.
And we become independent on that. We also have iron ore.
That's right.
We have now a project not only to explore iron ore, but also to do steel. You know, if we have iron ore, if we have enough electricity, if we have gas, why are we continue to import steel? You know, that is why we also developed the iron ore, but together with the steel factory. We started manganese mine, and we are setting up now a iron manganese, these alloys. We are looking to produce iron, silicium for the diamond mines and so on, because we are importing that. We have plenty of quartz. Okay, the quartz was being extracted and export rough. We decide no more export of rough quartz, and we have a strategy to start beneficiating the quartz to produce metallic silicon, and then produce polysilicium. And polysilicium is the most important input to produce solar panels. Because solar panels, you need quartz to produce polysilicium, and you need electricity. And we have enough electricity. We have enough quartz. So our dream is in the future to produce solar panels, because we just don't want to be using solar energy, but we have to buy all the solar panels.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Are you prospecting at the moment for a lot of those elements, particularly quads, given that the commercial viability of it is futuristic and all of it is located in China at the moment? Do you know what the capacity is that the sector has, or is this a prospecting conversation?
No. We are starting, as I said, but used to be exported rough. Now it's not more allowed. And now we have already industries in Angola producing the metallic silicon. That is the first phase. Now we have in Angola. If you want to come and invest in quartz mining, you must be aware that you will not export it rough. So you have to
Is
sell.
that an official government policy now?
Exactly. It's approved. Some people complain, but it's okay. That's my country. I do the best for my country. Okay? So now, if you want to do quartz mining, you have to beneficiate it at least to that first phase. And now we have that industries in the country.
Yeah.
We have the industries in the country. Okay? So
Yeah.
we have 3 or 4 industries there. And the next phase is to do polysilicon. And the next is to do solar panels. And I'm telling you, we'll do it.
Yeah. I don't want to ask about the Lubito refinery because that's fascinating to me. And I can't help, as I'm listening to you, think about what's been happening over the last 3 years to your neighboring country, Namibia, where it has had great successes in the Orange Basin, exploring oil and gas there. And it has no refineries. And there are no immediate plans for local refining of their oil and gas properties. Setting up the Lubito refinery seems to be a strategic placement to become that sort of partner to Namibia. I want to ask you about that. Is that part of the thinking? Are you not saying out loud just yet? Or are those conversations happening?
No, we have invited Namibia, Zambia, Botswana to have shares in our Lubito refinery.
Oh, wow.
Talking. I just finished a meeting with the minister of Botswana. We talk about. So that is a project that we don't consider only Angolan project.
Okay.
That's a project, African project. Our region project. We are open for all the countries, all private companies who want to join, but under our conditions. Because the project started already. Now belongs 100% to our national oil company.
Okay.
Is on place. We expect in 3 years to be finished, start production. Okay? We open the possibility and we give priority to Namibia, Zambia, Botswana, or other countries who want to join, have shares, and you are talking about.
Yeah. Just lastly, talk to us about some of the other partnerships that have come to fruition in the last year or so, particularly on the international front, because that's been a great part of the Angolan story.
Yeah, for specific mineral classes.
Yeah. And that means you're still open to inviting in investors,
exactly.
prospectors.
That is why we are here in Indaba.
Yeah.
I am just not here to enjoy. I'm here to work.
Yeah.
And to invite more companies to come to Angola. The last years, we saw the BS coming back to Angola.
Okay.
We saw Rio Tinto coming first time to Angola. They are engaged in diamond and base metals. We saw Anglo-American come first time to Angola. They engaged in exploration for base metals. Ivanhoe Mines exploring for copper. And a lot of medium-sized junior mine companies doing exploration in Angola for different kind of minerals. And this year, we'll start our first copper mine. We'll start our first niobium mine. We are exploring for rare earth elements and lithium. And a lot of other minerals. Yeah. So we think in terms of opening the mining sector, attracting new investors, big ones, medium, junior, we are doing well. And I can use that opportunity again to
What?
to tell all the stakeholders involved in mining industry, in oil industry, they are welcome to Angola. We have proved very good legislation. We have a very good geological infrastructure. So they have all good opportunities for win-win collaboration with Angola.